Hello, and welcome to Select 10. While big-budget science fiction blockbusters frequently garner the most attention, some of the most innovative and insightful works of science fiction are subtly lurking in the background. With these selections, we'll explore some of the top science fiction films that are now available on Netflix and that you have most likely not seen yet. These are standalone gems full of audacious concepts, sharp narratives, and raw inventiveness rather than usual CGI-heavy extravaganzas. Just a quick reminder, these are not Netflix originals, therefore their availability may vary by area. Number 10. Automata. It is a 2014 dystopian science fiction thriller that Gabe Ibanez directed. The movie takes place in 2044, where ecological breakdown and solar outbursts have left Earth a desolate wilderness, leaving surviving humans to rely on Rock Corporation's robots to carry out essential survival duties. The narrative centers on Antonio Banderas, a rock insurance agent, who starts investigating an incident in which a robot seems to have fixed itself. As he delves further into the enigma, he discovers himself torn between a new form of intelligence that has the potential to wipe out humanity. With its desolate yet evocative look, Automata is packed with sandy fields, abandoned cities, and unsettling industrial settings that enhance its visual appeal. Despite its intriguing exploration of evolution, robotic life, and the end of civilization, Automata struggles in its presentation. The story moves slowly and occasionally borrows from more well-known AI movies. Its intellectual goals frequently take precedence over the rationality of its plot, and it occasionally lacks supporting characters and world building. Nevertheless, it continues to provide a distinctive perspective on robot principles and what it means to be alive. Number 9. Ares. It is a 2016 action-packed dystopian science fiction movie that John Patrick Benez directed. Set in Paris in 2035, when companies have taken control and democracy has fallen, the movie examines the sinister link between slavery, hardship, and bioenhancement in the backdrop of aggressive broadcast sports. The narrative centers on Rada, a veteran soldier who now participates in underground fights in order to survive. However, when his sister is detained, Ares consents to try out an innovative performance-enhancing medication for a large firm. As he advances through a series of vicious fights, Ares learns the terrible reality about the drug's commercial supporters and the dishonest system that takes advantage of the underprivileged. While Ares does not break fresh ground in dystopian fiction, it does successfully depict a dark, believable future characterized by economic disparity and powerful corporations. Although simple and somewhat predictable, the story has powerful world building and a deep emotional effect. The action, while not spectacular, is realistic and violent, and the pacing is tight. For those who enjoy realistic, politically tinged science fiction, it's an underappreciated gem. Number 8. Antimatter. Directed by Keir Burrows, it is a mind-bending science fiction thriller from 2016. The narrative centers on Anna, a candidate in quantum science at Oxford, and her colleagues, scientists, as they create a groundbreaking teleportation technology that effectively moves things. Impressed by their development, Anna agrees to be the first human participant in the study and starts to experience horrible adverse effects, such as feeling like she's being observed, having blackouts, and losing the ability to create new memories. As she tries to figure out what took place, paranoia and bewilderment creep in as she discovers horrific details about the test. Despite having a small budget, Antimatter produces an engaging visual experience, particularly in the way it emphasizes Anna's psychological breakdown using close-up frames, color grading, and reflections. Antimatter is a daring indie film that addresses major concepts with low resources. Its strength comes from its clever plot and the enigma surrounding Anna's situation. Although some viewers might feel that the premise's science is narrow, the psychological thriller element more than makes up for it. Number 7. 1.0, also referred to as Paranoia 1.0, is a 2004 cyberpunk psychological science fiction mystery directed by Jeff Renfro and Martijn Thorsen. The film unfolds in a cramped dystopian future and centers on Simon, an aspiring programmer who leads a solitary life in a crumbling apartment building. One day, he begins receiving weird blank cargo with no return address and attempts to figure out who is delivering them and why. He grows more and more worried and blames his neighbors, but each one appears as troubled and mysterious as the next one. The plot thickens into an unsettling mystery, combining corporate deception, mind control, and a system that is intended to change the way people act. Although the film's effort is commendable, it suffers from slow pacing and often unclear narrative. Its themes of corporate dominance, technology surveillance, and loss of identity are fascinating, but not always explained clearly. However, this is a hidden gem for fans of eerie drama and cerebral sci-fi with theoretical undertones. Number 6. Kill Command. It is a 2016 sci-fi action movie directed by Stephen Gomez. The movie takes place in a future where artificial intelligence and robotics are used in combat and follows a group of Marines who have been sent to an island for training. They are joined by Mills, a tech expert who is half machine and half human and works for Harbinger, the company that developed the robot the Marines are supposed to practice against. However, the activity becomes lethal when the newly trained robots begin to make judgments on their own and change their code to kill. Kill Command has remarkably neat CGI and relies largely on dark tones, misty woodlands, and high-tech displays to create a tense, restricted battlefield. Although Kill Command lacks a particularly unique premise, it is a tight, gripping action movie about humans and machines. Though it doesn't go into great detail, it poses intriguing queries regarding military conduct and AI independence. Overall, Kill Command is a visually appealing science fiction thriller packed with solid robot warfare. Number 5. Blood Machines. It's a 2019 science fiction opera directed by Savitri Joly-Gonfard, Rafael Hernandez, and Seth Ickerman. The plot centers on Vascan and Lego, two space hunters who are pursuing a renegade AI spacecraft throughout infinite space. Following the ship's capturing, they see the ship's soul, a woman, escape and start chasing her through the galaxy. As the pursuit goes on, it shifts from being a straightforward task to an euphoric voyage into the mystical and artificial intelligence realms. The special effects are stunning and driven, with intergalactic and hallucinogenic visuals dominating the story. Despite its amazing music and visuals, Blood Machines is not for everyone. The story is simple and conceptual, emphasizing metaphor and beauty above a coherent plot. However, Blood Machines offers something special to viewers who appreciate movies as works of visual art. It is not a conventional sci-fi movie, but rather a bizarre cinematic odyssey. Number 4. Aniara. It is a 2018 science fiction drama directed by Hugo Lilia and Pella Kogerman. Based on Harry Martinson's epic poem from 1956, the movie takes place in a future where environmental change has rendered Earth inhospitable. The narrative centers on the Aniara, a huge, lavish spacecraft that carries thousands of humans from a decaying Earth to a terraformed Mars. Soon after leaving, Aniara is thrown off course, turning its 3-week voyage into an infinite journey while humans on board tackle the emptiness of space. The film's visual style is clean and simple, evoking both the luxury and void of traveling through space. While it is not for people who prefer chaotic sci-fi, it delivers a quiet and emotionally charged story that explores the consequences when mankind is left adrift. Overall, Aniara is a minimalist work of science fiction built around an analytical space disaster. It is not fun in the conventional sense. Rather, it is an experience that offers a terrifying reflection on what it is to be human in the absence of a future. Number 3. Time Lapse. It is a 2014 science fiction thriller that Bradley King directed. The film revolves around an enigmatic device that snaps pictures 24 hours in the future. The narrative centers on 3 friends who, following the disappearance of their neighbor, sneak into his flat and find an odd camera pointing out at their very own living area. Initially, the 3 of them enjoy use of the gadget, but as they start to monitor the camera's everyday results, secrets, treachery, and fear take hold. The situation worsens as an outside threat materializes, trapping the companions in a future that they are attempting to prevent. The combination of Polaroid photographs, time tags, and chalk drawings keeps the sci-fi physics grounded and understandable. Rather than relying on elaborate effects or massive set pieces, Time Lapse is a clever, character-centered narrative about time and consequences. Its idea and presentation are its strongest points, even though the plot is relatively foreseeable by the conclusion. It's one of those modest gems that makes the most of its limited resources, with a gripping concept, psychological stakes, and a frightening feeling of doom. Number 2. LFO, the movie. It is a 2013 science fiction dark comedy directed by Antonio Tublan. The title means low-frequency oscillation, an idea from sound mixing that the film skillfully employs as the foundation for mind control. The story revolves around Robert Nord, a lonely yet socially uncomfortable sound designer who devotes the majority of his day in his cellar working with electronic devices. After accidentally finding a unique sound's pitch that enables him to hypnotize individuals into obeying what he wants, he begins trying it on his unaware neighbors, subjecting them to weird, discouraging, and progressively terrifying situations. LFO's aesthetic is straightforward, with the majority of instances limited to an apartment and a few homerooms. The sound production is effective and well done, with creepy, synthesized sounds separating crucial instances. Despite the science fiction premise, LFO is about mind rather than technology. It's a smart movie that uses basic aesthetics and dry humor to tackle serious subjects. Although its tone might not be optimal for all viewers, some may find the consequences unsettling. Fans of bright, satirical science fiction will probably find LFO to be intriguing. Number 1. Moon. It is a 2009 provocative science fiction drama that Duncan Jones directed. The film plays out on a lunar industrial station and chronicles Sam Bell, an isolated miner reaching the expiration of a 3-year agreement. The story develops when his daily schedule is interrupted by bizarre dreams and a stunning revelation that leads him to rethink his identity as well as his mission. The film is a cerebral adventure that is equally serious and deeply evocative, owing to its hauntingly calm environment, excellent visuals, and deep existential ideas. It deftly examines business ethics, isolation, and human nature. It is one of the best hidden gems in the genre and a must-watch for fans of clever science fiction. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe to our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.